morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm doing my car chronicles again. I've learned my lesson since the last time my car didn't start, so I'm warming it up. And, while I wait, I thought I could read the chapter I read this morning. Also, my mind has been everywhere. There's a lot that I'm thinking. Firstly, what was going on? I need to put this on because, oopsie. My eyes feel heavy. They feel puffy. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, before I read what I read this morning, before I read my chapter that I opened up this morning, I was wondering, well, I know what it is, but the thought came to mind, what do we ever ask ourselves why? Do we ever ask the next person why? Why we do the things we do? Why we consume the things we consume? How does it help us? How does it build us? Where does it stem from? The reason I asked that is because this past weekend I was asked twice already why I get tattoos. And I explained it as a form of healing. Transforming emotional pain into the physical, seeing it heal, working through that physical wound that transpires into art. And it's a badge at the end of the day. I feel it's a badge. It's like I've overcome. I started overcoming type, and I wonder if we ever ask ourselves these questions as to why. Why do we drink alcohol? Why do we smoke weed? Why do we want to fall in love? Why do we feel we cannot sit by ourselves for more than an hour a day, a week? What are we escaping? What are we healing? Why do we put other people ahead of ourselves? Sometimes it's easier to just show up for everybody else than to show up for self. Why do we do that? Is that a form of validation? Is that a form of feeling wanted? And as you ask yourself these questions, some of you, it will take you as far back as primary school, preschool. It all depends on you. But I hope and pray that you'll be strong enough to manage it yourself. If you can't, at least have somebody else with you or guide you, or therapy. I'm about to do my last session until I don't know when of therapy, which has helped me navigate these whys. It's going to send you back. It's going to bring up memories. It's going to have you question yourself more, question the people around you, the work you do, the spaces you're in, everything. And you need a way of managing that or just navigating through it, And for me, asking those questions either puts me in the past, puts me in the future, but it's seldom that I'm in the present. I hope I don't lose my train of thought because my phone space and things. Anyway, why? What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, those why questions can either put me in the past or in the future, seldom in the present, because anyway, let me not say because this chapter will answer what I'm about to read now, will answer that, and I think it answered me in the process. So I just randomly opened a page and it landed on nothing exists outside the now. Aren't past and future just as real, sometimes even more real than the present? After all, the past determines who we are, as well as how we perceive and behave in the present. And our future goals determine which actions we take in the present. You haven't yet grasped the essence of what I'm saying because you're trying to understand it mentally. The mind cannot understand this. Only you can. Please just listen. Have you ever experienced, done, thought, or felt anything outside the now? Do you think you ever will? Is it possible for anything to happen or be outside the now? The answer is obvious, is it not? Nothing ever happened in the past. It happened in the now. Nothing ever will happen in the future. It will happen in the now. What you think of as the past is a memory lane, is a memory trace stored in the mind of a former now. When you remember the past, you reactivate a memory trace, and you do so now. The future is an imagined now, a projection of the mind. When the future comes, it comes as the now. When you think about the future, you do it now. Past and future obviously have no reality of their own. Just as the moon has no light of its own, but can only reflect the light of the sun, so are past and future only pale reflections of the light, power, and reality of the eternal present. Their reality is borrowed from the now. The essence of what I'm saying here cannot be understood by the mind. The moment you grasp it, there is a shift in consciousness from mind to being, from time to presence. Suddenly, everything feels alive, radiates energy, emanates being. So I hope that makes sense to you, because it does to me. That whether it's good or bad, whether we're hurting or we're happy, and that is based on memories, it's not us focusing on the past, but we're focusing on the now because we keep pulling that back. So every time I would feel like I'm hurt, I'm not hurt because of the now, I'm hurt because of the memory that I chose to stick to, that will continue hurting me. Where I could just decide to be present, like right now, sitting in this car, and just feel what I feel. Not based on the past, not based on the future, but based on right now. And that's what's been occupying my mind this morning. And then I just had to read that, and it just put everything into perspective, you know. So I hope you get to figure out what your why is for whatever you do, for whoever you have in your life, for how you feel, and assess it. Assess it and figure out how to navigate out of it if need be. Where sometimes, actually not sometimes, we're always very quick to say, the next person hurt me, the next person made me feel this way, the next person didn't show up for me, the next person didn't, the next person. It's not the next person, it's you. Anyone you come across or anyone you have encounters with is a mirror of yourself. So it's not them, it's you. Even how you respond to them. Calm, angry, it's you. You are, in essence, speaking to yourself and how you choose to respond to the next person or engage with them. But let's not go into deep. I was hoping this wouldn't show, but it's here. I didn't want to show this for a while, but anyway, we're here. Got new ink. A month later after this one, a lot has been happening, and this is my best outlet. This is my best and safest outlet. I won't always have the words, and if I do, it may not be the right time for them to come out. They may be directed to the wrong people. Some people may not be deserving of it. So, yeah, find your healing. Find your way of healing. And many people will tell you, that's not the right way. That's the right way. It doesn't matter. Do what works for you as long as the intention is good for you and whoever is in your surrounding spaces, and it's not to hurt anyone. We're not here to... I put a status the other day saying we're hurting more than we're healing, something along those lines. And the reality is there's a lot that's coming out, and now we're just vomiting it out on each other instead of just saying, okay, hold that shit back, and then just go find a corner to go vomit first. And then once you've dealt with your hangover or whatever it is, and then I can say, okay, dude, I think I approached this the wrong way. This is how we're supposed to navigate it. Or I'm sorry about whatever, you know. Let's just be intentional and mindful of where we are, what we're doing. And if we're really ready for what we keep asking God for, we keep asking for blessings and blessings and blessings. And then when they come, we haven't prepared for them. And that can be very dangerous. But happy Tuesday. I love you guys. I hope you take care of yourselves. You look out for each other. Be patient with people. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And just let it out whenever you need to let it out, man. I'm heavy here. I'm puffy and heavy here, but nothing is. It's just fatigue at this point. But I had a good release at SOP on Sunday. Got an energy work massage done, which was quite necessary. You know, just listening to your body and figuring out where does your pain lie, and where does it come from, and what caused it, and how do you deal with it, and do you need help dealing with it, or do you feel you're strong enough to handle it on your own? My biggest thing is therapy, any form of therapy, and I do want to cover how costly that shit can be. Whoa, we need to talk about that, because that alone can stress you out, put you in a depressive state, or whatever the case may be. But therapy, any form of therapy, is necessary, you know. Anyway, beautiful day to you all. This is Teko. For one, I don't even know what platform this is going on, because I have, oh, God help me. God help me to make a right decision. I have a lot that's happening, and I can't drop even one. They all interlink. They're all interlinked, and they all serve a purpose, and they all need to be managed somehow. So this might go just on my TikTok. This might go on YouTube only. This might go on Birthed by Africa, which YouTube is Birthed by Africa, on Instagram, but it's going somewhere and it's reaching someone. So again, take it with a pinch of salt. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Skip if you need to skip, but it's too late now because we're almost like 10-15 minutes in. And yeah, man, remember to take care of yourself and love yourself and be gentle. Be gentle. This life is long. This life is long. I keep feeling like I won't make it through a certain period, but this life is long, you know. And pay attention to your thoughts. Pay good attention to your thoughts for your own peace, for your own sanity, and yeah. Anyway, goodbye.